I am a teacher, and I love using the Young Scientists episode that you did with the methane and the electric cars. And I'm really hoping that my question isn't too critical, because I would love to have you revisit that for one reason only. When you did that episode, you mentioned the weight of the cars and the fact that one was gas and one's electric. And in science, you can only have one variable. Is it possible to revisit that, where you weight the gas car so that it's the same weight as the electric car, to actually finalize that electric cars are as efficient? And if you do that, would it be possible to bring back that young scientist that one who did that portion of the episode with you? Because I think that would be screaming awesome.
No, that's absolutely, no, look, how many of you in this audience have yelled at me at the television? I rest my case. I'm not going to stand behind our results 100%. We don't know what we're doing. I will stand behind our methodologies. I feel that our methodologies will try and be sound. You're absolutely right. You're going from an aspect of what would make a successful internal combustion car, what would make a successful battery-powered car. But in terms of testing the efficacy of both, yeah, balancing out, controlling for the weight is absolutely a test we should do. But there's so much stuff we often have to leave by the wayside simply because, you know, editing 15 minor variations on a theme. We actually often, probably the single most common argument we have is which tests to throw out and which tests to put in. And actually, oftentimes, we'll have done 3 or 4 different types of tests with different controls, and we'll only edit in the one that best tells the story, the arc that we're trying to tell. Because otherwise, it's just like you want to shoot yourself watching it constantly iterate. Not Jamie. Jamie would love that show, but when you tell him it's like, but it would be boring, he'd go, I don't think so. I think it would be very exciting. Like, I reject reality and substitute my own. First time I've said that in front of an audience. It seems like such cheap applause. Next question. So your telekill falling down?
No,
oh, Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Lara Croft. Anyway, love you've been watching since what is the craziest, wildest, most insane myth that you would like to test, but could never do it because of extenuating circumstances like insurance or just obscenity?
There's a lot of those. Again, after a couple drinks, I could regale you with at least 2 seasons of the Playboy Channel's Mythbusters After Dark. Test the best you want to know. There is a story. In fact, actually, there's very few spectacular stories that we haven't found some inroad into, some way to test. A lot of people wonder if Discovery puts the quash on episodes. They really don't for the most part. They let us run pretty free. They sometimes don't want us to do the episodes they think are going to be boring, and then we'll just give them an outline and show them how we think it's actually going to be interesting to get to do it. There is one episode, though. The myth is a truck carrying liquid oxygen, a tanker truck carrying liquid oxygen, crashes, and its liquid oxygen spills onto the roadway. And in the myth, another car, an emergency vehicle, drives up, and the liquid oxygen has created such a volatile situation that just the pressure of the tires on the roadway of the emergency vehicle coming up turns the whole road into a bomb. Now, this might sound kind of crazy until you start screwing with liquid oxygen, and it becomes the scariest shit in the world. Liquid oxygen is like, take an oily rag, dip it in liquid oxygen, put it over here and hit it with a hammer, and it's a bomb. Not kidding. Oxygen's what makes things burn. Liquid oxygen's what makes them blow up. I should add, it doesn't do that consistently. Which is the worst thing possible. Because you imagine what you end up with, a tarmac, like tar, petroleum, soaked in liquid oxygen that hasn't blown up yet. This is one of the earliest things we discovered on the show, doing the cell phone destroys gas station, that 8x8 foot chamber full of gas things that we couldn't ignite. We hadn't thought through what if nothing happens. Who's going to approach the chamber? Oh, crap. So the liquid oxygen, we experimented with it enough to know that it scared the bejesus out of us. And only, that's an episode where clearly you want to end with, like, I have no doubt understanding after our experimentation and after our research that we could turn a whole road into a bomb. I just don't think we can do it consistently enough to be remotely safe, because that stuff is absolutely terrifying. So that will be one we're never going to do. Sorry. It's the reason I will live to do many others. If you want some good news, just 3 months ago, Jamie and I signed up. It got misprinted in Popular Mechanics, but we signed up for 3 years more of Mythbusters, guaranteed. So there's at least another 100 Mythbusters episodes, and we've got the stories for them. We're not running out. People still believe stupid crap. And there's still a Ghost Hunter show on Discovery. Wouldn't you love it if you turned on the History Channel one day and they were like, "We are sorry for ever airing any of that crap about Nostradamus." Yes.
I would like to know what has been your favorite explosion ever on this?
My favorite myth? Explosion. Oh, that's easy. Hot water heaters, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even technically an explosion. It's not scientifically, if you wanted to describe an explosion. Now, I mean, it falls into the same category of, like, you take your frozen turkey and put it in a vat of boiling oil and it shoots up and sprays all over you. That's not an explosion. But if it happened to you and you got third-degree burns, there's not a soul on earth who's going to tell you it didn't explode. And when we blew up that little red schoolhouse that I built with the hot water heater, what is a fact that didn't make it into the episode is we didn't actually break the glass on the window in that building.
Oh.
It is just a push, there was no shockwave from that explosion. However, being in the same vicinity as a hot water heater, when it fails catastrophically, is a friggin' explosion. It's like, explosions at this point are like wines to us. And we have language to describe them. We've separated them out into 3 broad categories. There's the whoosh, which is like, the hairspray and lighter whoosh, or the bucket full of propane, or, the Christmas turkey giving you second-degree burns. There's the crack, which is like dynamite, high-speed explosives like C4 or hand grenades. And then there's the thud, which is like the slow movers like Ampho, like the cement truck. And the slower the thud, the longer you feel it. So the hot water heater is just like, it's like getting punched in the chest. It's so great. And then there's we're like, let's do another one. I don't think we got that. We're gonna have to come back tomorrow. Just sit there and wait while it like flies through the air and comes back down. We have 2 answers for how high it flew, because there's 15 seconds of hang time. The thing weighed about 70 pounds. The official answer is it went 500 feet, because that's the maximum height it's allowed to go before the FAA gets pissed off. 500 feet. at 750 feet, I can't remember. Could be maybe. Next question.